Catherine Austin Fitts has mapped out what she calls the 12 steps to total control. This is not a conspiracy theory. I shouldn't even have to say that. This is an inventory of systems that are either already built, currently being built, or in advanced planning stages of being built. So walk through this with me. Smart meters, smart appliances, internet-connected everything. Your home becomes a data collection node. Every pattern of behavior, when you wake up, when you cook, when you leave, is recorded. I hate it when people have, Siris in their house. Step 2. Let's digitize your car. Modern vehicles are rolling surveillance devices, GPS tracking, driving behavior monitoring, remote access capabilities. Some electric vehicles can already be disabled remotely. Fitts notes that she had to put sticky notes over the dashboard of a new car because of how aggressively it was monitoring her. Number 3, smartphones and telecommunications. This one's already complete, long ago. Your phone knows where you are, who you talk to, what you search, what you buy, and what you think about buying. Google logged over 2 trillion location updates per day during COVID and shared that data with governments. Step 4, digital ID. The credential that ties everything together. Once you have a verified digital ID, linked to your biometrics, every interaction with every system gets attached to your permanent record. Step 5, CBDC, all digital money. We've covered this, but in the context of the 12 steps, understand that this is not step 1, it's step 5. By the time CBDC rolls out, the surveillance infrastructure is already in place to use it. People have already been groomed to accept it. Step 6, the tokenization of all assets. Larry Fink of BlackRock has said publicly he wants to tokenize all stocks and bonds. We're talking about your house, your car, your retirement savings. Everything becomes a digital token on a blockchain, which means everything becomes programmable, trackable, and potentially freezable. Step 7, AI surveillance and enforcement. AI already analyzes billions of financial and online interactions to detect fraud and, quote, harmful content. As these systems mature, they can pattern match behavior in real time, scoring your risk, your sentiment, your credibility, and enforcing restrictions automatically, no human required. Number 8, biometric tracking. Facial recognition, gait recognition, voice recognition. The UK already has one of the most surveilled public spaces in the democratic world. Canada is now expanding its biometric data collection through border services, passport systems, and increasingly through private sector partnerships. I don't know why we don't even keep people in prison. Why do we need to find more of them? Step 9, social credit scoring, the synthesis of all of the above. Your financial behavior, your online speech, your physical movements, your associations, all fed into a scoring system that determines what you can access, where you can go, and what you can buy. Step 10, control of food systems. They already said it. I already gave you that example. Fitts is super direct with this. You cannot control financial transactions without controlling food. If someone can grow their own food, raise their own animals, trade locally, they have an exit from the system. Watch for regulations on small farms, ostrich farms, on seed saving, on local food markets. In Canada, we're already seeing this pressure. Step 11, control of energy. Electric vehicles that can be disabled remotely, smart grids that can cut power to individual homes, carbon tracking tied to personal accounts. The energy transition, whatever its merits, also creates a new layer of individual dependency on centrally controlled infrastructure. I've always wondered with the electric car thing, we keep pushing the electric vehicles, but in a climate that doesn't support them. Maybe this is why. Step 12, the synthesis, a digital concentration camp. These are Fitz words, not mine. When all 12 of these systems are integrated, when your home, your car, your phone, your ID, your money, your assets, your food, and your energy are all connected to a central system that knows who you are and can be switched off, you don't need walls. You don't need guards. The cage is invisible and it runs on software. She uses the COVID lockdowns as the proof of concept. If there's anyone landing on my show for the first time and you think COVID was a normal thing or just a pandemic, you got some shows to watch. If I say you're going to lock down and you can't leave your home except on Tuesday and Thursday to go grocery shopping, your money won't work outside your home. If I say I don't want you driving anywhere, I can turn off your electric car. If you misbehave, I can cut or turn off your money, says Catherine Austin Fitz. We've already lived a version of this, and most people complied. The infrastructure that made it possible was never dismantled. Of all 12 steps, the digital ID is the keystone. It's the piece that makes everything else integrate. Without a verified digital identity linked to your biometrics, the other systems are powerful but disconnected. But with it, they become one unified system. We have a government that has been quietly building the interoperability between these systems for years. We have something that the U.S. doesn't yet have at the federal level, which is Bill C-11. Legislation that gives a government regulator authority over what Canadians can access and see online. Now add the other layers of our censorship bills, add age verification laws, which are coming, framed around protecting children from social media, and you have the mechanism to require identity verification just for internet access. And no, we're not just talking about social media. We're talking about your bank, your ability to buy a flight. First social media, then news platforms, then anything the government designates as potentially harmful. The infrastructure doesn't care what it was originally built for. Everything I've described so far requires enforcement. And historically, enforcement required humans, which meant it was slow, expensive, and inconsistent. Well, AI removes that bottleneck completely. And here's the part that should concern you the most about Canada specifically. The Canadian government has been integrating AI tools into federal services. The CRTC, the regulator empowered by Bill C-11, is exploring AI-assisted content moderation. The Canada Revenue Agency uses algorithmic systems for audit selection. The tools are being embedded before the public debate about their limits has even started.